Christmas in Japan. Pretty lights, tinsel on the trees, Santa everywhere you look, and of course, that most wonderful symbol of the festive season, KFC. Ah, 2020, eh? To cap off what's become a pretty unpleasant year all around for everybody, the complications of international travel right now mean that for the first time in my entire life, I won't be spending Christmas with my family. I know, it's a sad day. No, but it actually does genuinely feel quite surreal for me. I shan't be having the turkey and roast potatoes and parsnips and gravy and the dozen or so vegetables my dear old mum always cooks, along with, the one dutiful Brussels sprout everyone thinks it's a great joke to make me eat. Nor the desserts like Christmas pudding, apple crumble, treacle top hat. Oh, hold on, I'm making myself salivate. No, instead of those festive treats and a lovely warm fire, I shall instead be partaking of the local custom. Christmas in Japan, as you probably already know, means Christmas KFC. It's finger licking good. Actually, you don't really see this phrase that much in Japan because people don't really lick their fingers, in public at least, so I actually thought they didn't use the slogan here until now. I didn't get the actual Christmas deal, which as you can see, this little pamphlet has various extras, including, well, actually, it looks like turkey leg, but it's actually barbecue chicken. I mean, you wouldn't expect turkey from KFC, really. I mean, partly because C is in the name, it's not KFT. Is it me, or does he look even more like a stick man than usual here?
We got barbecue chicken. Ooh, premium roast chicken.
I didn't get this because it has some complicated ordering system, and it's really not that big a deal to me. So yeah, Christmas regular bucket. Well, Merry Christmas. Alright, so how has this somewhat bizarre local tradition come to be? KFC for Christmas seems outlandish in the West, even if you live in Kentucky. So, why is it popular here in Japan? It pretty much goes without saying that Japan is not a Christian country, though there are certainly handfuls of Christians around the country, including the ones who are convinced that Christ came to Japan after switching out with his brother Isukiri on the cross and died in Aomori Prefecture. Yes, that's a real thing. Most Japanese people do, of course, have some mental image of Christians, even if it's mostly of nuns and of Catholic schoolgirls who form very intense bonds with the older students in their schools. If you watch this lovely old clip of Japan in 1915, you'll even hear people talking about Christmas. Now, this audio isn't actually from 1915, but I think what you're hearing is actually from the 1930s. So, Christmas has been on the figurative radar a long time in these parts. But yes, there being no reason why Christmas should be a religious holiday here, it's just a regular working day. The public holiday for getting together with the family, eating special food whether you like it or not, giving something nice to the kiddies, and watching some very cheesy TV is, of course, New Year's Eve. Which arguably has been very much influenced by the Occident as well, coming as it does on December 31st rather than on the Lunar New Year. But with the strong influence American culture in particular has had over here in recent decades, the decreasing global emphasis on the religious aspects of the festive season in favour of more secular celebrations, and of course an eagerness from big corporations to adopt foreign events that encourage consumerism, Christmas became a thing in Japan. They even have their own Christmas songs, like this one I had to listen to while I ate my delicious yakiniku. Well, at least it wasn't Mariah Carey for the 864th time this year. When bringing in this tradition from a far-off land, though, of course, Japan puts its own spin on things. If there's a common activity in which people are likely to participate, it's going to be a romantic date on Christmas, or more likely Christmas Eve. And that brings us to KFC. KFC, known here in Japan as Kentucky, first entered the market in early 1970, with a little store, basically what we would today call a pop-up, at the World Expo in Osaka, which is mostly remembered for whatever this thing is. This trial restaurant was a big hit, and the first ever Japanese branch opened that November in Nagoya. When the first Tokyo branch opened the following summer, the restaurant's popularity skyrocketed. The manager of that first Nagoya branch, Okawara Takeshi, later the CEO of KFC Japan, had a very fine marketing idea. At Christmas time, why not sell KFC as a close approximation of turkey? Now, I know not all Americans strongly associate turkey with Christmas, given that a lot of people get sick of it after Thanksgiving, but there's still a pretty clear connection there. And in the UK, where I'm from, almost everybody has turkey every single year. My family certainly did, though there was that one year my vegetarian aunt cooked us lentil bake. Anyway, over the years, Okawara has spiced up his story with various embellishments, like that he overheard a poor, downtrodden foreign lady lamenting how she just couldn't get turkey in Japan and needed to fill that gap, or that the idea came to him in a miraculous dream, and even that he himself dressed up as Santa to deliver fried chicken to a Christian kindergarten. But, however simple and mercenary his actual motivations were, what would in the mid-80s be named the KFC Party Barrel became a big hit. Probably a good thing too, because that first store in Nagoya that he was managing quickly folded and shut down in 1971 after only about 6 months. Plus, that year, Big Bad McDonald's arrived in Japan, dreaming of teriyaki burgers. Teriyaki burgers. In December 1974, KFC rolled out a huge advertising campaign, which somehow nobody seems to have any pictures of anymore. Some sources say the original slogan was "Christmas ni wa Kentucky," meaning Kentucky for Christmas, while others say it was the rather more aggressive "Christmas wa Kentucky." Christmas is Kentucky! Forget the birth of Jesus! Christmas is Kentucky! Somewhere along the line, it got simplified and softened to the much more recognizable Kentucky Christmas.
Kentucky Christmas! Kentucky Christmas! Kentucky Christmas!
Now, most Japanese people are, I think, aware that this is just what happens in Japan. You know, we get Western media over here, everyone sees the big Christmas dinners in American movies, and no matter how hard you look, I don't think you ever see a KFC bucket in one of those. And honestly, your average Japanese people probably just don't really care whether this tradition is universal or not. Those who bother to look into it will very quickly find out that this is just Japan's tradition, and for those who don't care, well, you know, I'm pretty sure there are a substantial number of Japanese people out there who think that Colonel Sanders just is Santa Claus. Like, this is his off-season day job. And let's face it, it's not exactly hard to see why that mistake might happen. So yeah, that's why people eat KFC for Christmas in Japan. No cultural precedent for what food to eat, a general feeling that it should be something Western, an advertising campaign that essentially filled that void with a clear, recognizable product, just as American fast food was beginning to permeate the Japanese market, and of course, the all-abiding dictum we should all live by. Christmas! Wa! Kentucky!